Hi friends, Cassandra here. It's so nice to meet or see you again. In this video, I'll share 15 beginner-friendly recipes and techniques using in-season produce you can find during the month of October or early fall. And if you're interested in monthly grocery hauls that show you how easy it is to can, dehydrate, and ferment healthy foods and build a delicious pantry, consider clicking subscribe and view my playlist, which shares tons of ideas. Now let's get to the haul because pumpkin spice lattes, sage butter, basil salt, and so much more awaits. We start off with 2 dozen eggs. Did you know that you can use silicone cupcake liners to freeze eggs that will stay fresh for up to 1 year? I use my fridge for fresh eggs when I want a boiled or over easy egg. You'll crack 1 egg at a time and beat it to incorporate some air. Then pour it into a cupcake liner. Place your tray in the freezer overnight, and the next morning, all you have to do is toss them into a 1-gallon bag. If your recipe calls for 1, 2, or 3 eggs, it's already perfectly portioned. Frozen eggs unthaw within 10 to 15 minutes, and you never know the difference in baking or in your morning scrambled eggs. Shredded cheese freezes perfectly. Put them in a freezer bag to keep for 6 to 9 months. I stocked up on unsalted butter so that I could harvest the last of my garden sage before fall. I also picked up several shallots. Using a few garlic cloves I preserved from July's haul, I diced my sage, and the garlic, and added room temperature butter and salt, pepper, and season all to taste. That's it. You'll give it a good mix to incorporate the flavors and wrap it so that it's freezer tight. I made this batch for my freezer because I've still got quite a bit of sage in my garden. Now you don't need to make all your batches as big as this, but I like this size because it's perfect for next month's Thanksgiving dinner cooking on your turkey and stuffing and veggies. I also made a few smaller serving sizes wrapped in parchment paper that I intend to use for holiday gifts and occasional meals. Tonight I added a pat on my salmon and Brussels sprouts. Mandarins are also in season right now, and I enjoy eating them fresh and save the peels to make fall tea lights. And I use them to make my own cleaning agents, but I'll show you that in a few minutes. You simply take a mandarin orange and cut it in the middle. Separate half of the mandarin orange peel, being sure to keep the center stem intact to act as a wick. And then you'll pour vegetable or olive oil to coat the center stem and light it. The flame will gradually grow, and 1 tablespoon of oil lasts about an hour. I get so excited when October hits because it's pumpkin spice latte time, and instead of paying nearly $4 a cup at a coffee shop, you can make your own for less than 40 cents a cup. It's basically bringing your choice of milk to a rolling boil, adding pumpkin puree and spices, and then combining a strong brewed coffee with the milk in a blender to get a froth. You can even add your own whipped topping. You won't sacrifice on taste, and you can portion the pumpkin puree into ice cube trays so that you have the perfect amount every time and won't have to worry about it spoiling on you if you can't make it through a can in a few days. Here's a look at fall vegetables you see in stores that will be the cheapest and best tasting right now. And yes, enjoy them fresh, but I'm also going to show you how you can preserve them for eating well into the winter. Let's start by making pickled Brussels sprouts. I love these mini cabbages, and if you like them baked or fried, you'll probably enjoy this too. After dicing them, add some garlic and red pepper to a jar and layer the Brussels sprouts on top. On the stove top, you'll make a brine of salt, vinegar, and sugar to pour over the jars and process them for 10 minutes in a boiling water bath. That's it. I also picked up potatoes to make dehydrated sliced potatoes or scallop potatoes. You'll peel the potatoes and slice them, and then add a few shakes of citric acid to your water to keep the potatoes from turning brown. Next, you'll blanch them in boiling water to break down some of the starch, strain them, and place them on dehydrator racks at 135 degrees or until crisp. To check if they're done, listen for this sound. For a quick meal, add your own dehydrated cheddar cheese, dehydrated milk, butter, and seasonings, and vegetables or meat for a one-pan meal. Next up, pickled ginger. To make, you just toss the ginger in salt and make a brine of rice vinegar and sugar to pour over the ginger. This will store in your fridge for up to 6 months. We'll jump back into more recipes in a bit, but here are some canned foods I'm stocking up on too. Marinara sauce is versatile and won't let you down. Olive oil is another great bargain at ALDI. It's best for dipping, dressings, and sauce, and keeps best for 18 months. Canned apples are great in oatmeal, pies, cakes, and more. You'll get the best price all season if you get ahead of the holiday rush and get them now. While I can my own chicken broth and make a mean chicken soup, I always want to keep several soup cans on hand because I make the majority of our meals, and when I get sick, I can't cook. It's also great for winter nights when I work late and forgot to take out a freezer meal ahead of time. I'll be growing beets in my garden this year, but I purchased a few cans as a backup. And the pumpkin puree is great for lattes this month and pies next month. I love making shrimp and grits for breakfast on the weekends and using them as a savory dinner side where I'll throw in sauteed peppers and mushrooms. And grits are high in iron and B vitamins. And yes, here's oatmeal because y'all know I change the toppings, but I eat oatmeal every weekday. October and early fall is also a great time to stock up on spices, dehydrated cheese, and dried fruit. I grab pepitas, dried craisins, blueberries, raspberries, dates, vanilla extract, and pie spices. Next we have salt, and if we're just meeting, my channel shares how I balance a full-time job and life in the city while homesteading in a townhouse. I made a delicious basil salt in my How to Start an Urban Homestead video. It's great on scrambled eggs, meats, pizza crust, and so much more. It's also a super easy recipe. Check out that video for 13 tips I shared this month. On to the vinegar, which I purchased because I do tons of canning and I'll include my playlist, but also because it makes a great all-natural cleaner. I headed to my front door kitchen and cut some rosemary, oregano, and orange mint, which add an antiviral and antibacterial properties, and then stuff them into a jar that I've been saving my orange peels in. I also added a drop of peppermint essential oil and covered the contents with vinegar, and I'll strain it in a few days. Voila, here's my kitchen cleaner made for pennies. Pineapples are also in season and can be found for as low as $2 for one. Check out last month's haul for full details on how I can pineapples and make a delicious pineapple tea using the skins. I also grabbed some powdered broccoli soup mix and potatoes to make jarred up soup blends as we get further into the winter. Adding beverages with electrolytes, vitamins, and probiotics are great pantry fillers. These are less than $1 each at ALDI. Last month, a friend on the channel shared that she was dehydrating cauliflower, and I had to give this a try. I love it. I decided to make cauliflower rice, which is a healthy rice substitute and can be used to replace croutons on your salads. You prepare it as usual, blanch it, and then dehydrate it. It will darken in color, but it reconstitutes wonderfully. My cabbage seedlings are in the ground, but I've slowly stalked sauerkraut the past few months. I've used green head so far, but finally found purple cabbage to ferment. Cabbage can take anywhere from a few weeks to a few months to get it exactly how you like it, so start now. I can't wait to enjoy this on sandwiches, salads, and as a side. To get more grocery inspiration, consider clicking subscribe. I'll see you in my kitchen or garden soon. Take care.